Welcome to Wednesday.
Good morning.
And welcome to Lisa Washington,
Thank
who's joining us today while Heather's on her maternity leave.
Yes.
Thanks for being here.
No problem. Excited to be with you.
Yeah, and you know what? They had some real excitement in Garfield over the weekend.
I heard about this.
This was so cool. So, do you know about Jeff Bloomfield Day or Bloom?
Jeff Goldblum.
What can I say his name?
Glad I'm here with you, David.
I'm off to a great start
Jeff
today.
Goldblum.
So he has a day in
Yes.
Pittsburgh.
July 13th.
This was declared like years ago, but then it was kind of brought back by these folks at the Artisan Cafe and Tattoo Gallery in Garfield. So they were celebrating on Saturday,
Yes.
and guess who walks in?
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
Wow.
So we have pictures that they posted on Instagram and Twitter.
Are you reading that?
Yeah, wait. Jeff
Jeff
Goldblum.
looked me in the eyes and I forgot how to use my face. That's great.
So they were just thrilled because he showed up, he posed for pictures. Everyone said it was a lot of fun just to meet him, and he spent a lot of time talking to his fans, and so they walked away with these pictures. So then I call up the place, and I wanted to find out what it was like. And so I talked to a lady there, Kristen Brunel,
Yes.
and she described the moment Goldblum walked in. Listen. When Jeff Goldblum walked in, what was it like?
It felt very magical, to be honest. That's the first word that comes to my head, because everybody kind of was like, we were waiting for a round of trivia, and he came through the back door, and someone kind of like gasped, and then we all gasped. So it was an amazing moment. It felt wonderful.
What was he like?
Oh man, he was the best. He was so kind and so humble. He really likes to get involved with his fans and ask them questions about themselves.
That's so cool. And that is not video of him there.
No.
That was video of him performing with his orchestra. That he has.
see. Okay, my question is his birthday July 13th? Do we know why July 13th is Jeff Goldblum Day?
I don't know the answer to that. We're going to get our crack research team on this and find out why that
July
is.
13th?
Yeah. But anyway, they brought it back, and he was there to celebrate in Garfield, which was fun.
Fantastic. And he's originally from Homestead, correct?
Yeah, from Homestead. And in fact, he was back in town earlier this year, and we got to interview him for PTL. And there's one clip that we love because he had a special message for PTL. So we want to play that for you again because we can't get enough of it.
Hello, my name is Jeff Goldblum, and you're watching PTL, or that stands for Pittsburgh Today Live.
How does he even do
You know
that
what?
at the
I
end?
like that little pop at the end.
Right. How does he? I can't master that.
Me either. That's kind of hard to do. Okay, July 13th.
Not his birthday. No, Matt just told us in our ear. What was it again? October something?
27th, I think.
22nd. Okay. Well, we can celebrate Jeff Goldblum again on October 22nd.
It works for me.
But anyway, that was a lot of fun, so we wanted to pass that along.
Okay.
Something else we want to mention, we mentioned it yesterday. We showed you these jerseys, these inversion jerseys for the NFL, and for Steelers, it's James Conner, running back James Conner. Well, guess what?
I already know.
They're a hit.
Sold out.
Sold out.
In one day.
In one day. So they did sort of the reverse, and they made the gold the primary color, and yeah, people love it.
And James
Steelers
Conner, you know,
fans
is very, very popular, of course. I mean, all the Steelers are, but he went to Pitt. He's a cancer survivor, the running back there. So not surprising to me at all that it sold out in one day.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to have one here that I was actually going to like
I know.
see and
Wouldn't
try
that be
it
cool?
on.
We didn't get there fast enough. So that's not happening. But maybe they'll make some more.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
It would be smart for them.
Yeah. You know what they're making more of at this point?
What?
New Coke. This is a thing
This is not
again.
New Coke.
This is a thing. So remember back in 1985, Coca-Cola decided, hey, we're going to change up the formula and we're going to get rid of the old Coca-Cola and do New Coke. And it was such a big deal. We sent Harold Hayes as a television station to Atlanta to cover the announcement of New Coke. I remember watching this as a kid. So it turns out it's making a comeback, and it's because of the popularity of Stranger Things. So we have a clip to show you, and in this, Stranger Things is set back in the 80s, and in this one clip, they actually show one of the characters drinking New Coke, and they talk about it. They talk about, oh no, it's cool, it tastes good. I don't think this is actually the clip.
But it was a flop, that New Coke.
It was a flop. Do you remember trying it?
Vaguely. It was 85?
85.
That was a long time ago, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember trying it, but I know it wasn't successful.
Right. It wasn't.
Did it
But I don't remember what it tasted like, to be honest. Yeah, I just remember it happened, and then they went back to the old. But because of this whole Stranger Things, yes, you can buy online a special package, a collector's pack, so you get 2 cans of new Coke with it. So your opportunity is back. If you love new Coke, go get online, do it right now.
I wonder how well that's going to go for them.
We'll see. Yeah, maybe we could order some and then we'll try it on the show. We'll give it a whirl. All right, well, that's online. And,
yes.
And a problem that a lot of parents have is their kids always being on their phones, connected to it all the time. I know some adults that are always on their phones,
you know what?
too.
My daughter, as you know, is 6.
Yes.
And I feel like she always wants to watch videos or something. I feel like I'm on my phone more than I want to be.
Right.
So I don't want her always online on phone. But some parents are paying to keep their kids off the phones.
Yeah, they're hiring coaches. And this was an article in the New York Times, but it's not just in New York City. Like in Columbus, Ohio,
yes.
There is a coach who can get your child to enjoy the moment. And so this was kind of the tip-off, some of the things that these coaches ask. Do you have a piece of material to just make a cape so they can play superhero? Do you have a ball to throw?
They'll say,
that might be
that's
good.
Boring.
Really? Is that what you get?
So that's what I hear.
All right, well, here's one. Get a dog.
Oh, now that.
Yeah, that could be a possible solution.
But do you need a coach to get your kid to get off the phone?
I'm thinking
really?
no. I'm thinking if you have the excess funds to pay,
and these kids
$80 to $250 an hour, depending on where you live, yeah, you could just deal with.
Yeah, I'm the parent. Do as I say.
Yeah.
Yeah, get off the phone.
It's one of those things. All right, well, there's one place
yes.
in America, apparently, still left where phones are kind of useless, and that would be Green Bank, West Virginia. And this is a fascinating place.
Okay.
Because
unincorporated, I see.
Yes, there is a huge telescope there.
Right.
So they are in a national radio quiet zone because they listen to things in outer space with this telescope. The telescope is the size of 2 football fields. We went down and visited this a couple years ago, and now the New York Times has just done a story on this place.
Oh my gosh, she was speaking on a payphone. Did you see that?
They still have payphones there. And so the cell phones don't work. You drive, there's no Wi-Fi for people. Look at this. Microwaves have to be in lead-lined boxes because nothing can interfere with this satellite. And you drive through, and this was literally us trying to find a radio station. Like there was nothing.
Couldn't find one.
Couldn't find one. The doors on this Dollar General,
yes.
They had to reconfigure them because the little automatic thing that would open them for people was interfering with the telescope.
Oh my goodness.
So it's a whole different way of life, and it turns out people there really kind of love it. So let's listen to just a little clip from the story that we did, and you can hear what people think of living with no cell phones.
For the people in the immediate area of the telescope, we really need the quiet.
They're trying to pick up very faint signals from outer space. So people in this small town can't have some of today's modern conveniences.
I guess in some sense, you can say they can't have 2016, all right? They're living in 1990.
For starters, cell phones do not work here.
The big question for us is how do we live without cell phones?
The answer is people are doing just fine without them. Do you miss it?
Absolutely not, because I've never had one.
Emergency-wise, it'd be nice to have one, but peacefulness, we don't need them. Good afternoon, Trent.
It's kind of refreshing.
You know what? I like peaceful, but you've heard of FOMO, the fear of missing out, FOMO?
Is that what
it is?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think for a while, maybe for a few days. I mean, because there are times you want to put the phone down. You don't want to be bothered. But it's not just the phones. I mean, that's next level. No Wi-Fi. You've got microwaves and a lead box.
Yeah, they go so far is the people who live closest to the telescope,
yes.
They send this guy out in a pickup truck, and because they have a detector and they can tell if your house has Wi-Fi in it, so they will drive around and then they'll knock on your door and they'll say, no way. So
would you be kicked out? uptown?
I would probably, you know what? Here's the thing. Like, now that I have this,
Yes.
you know, I don't want to live without it. But for people there who've never had this cell phone, because there are times where I think, you know, when you're growing up and you had, I mean, for Pete's sake, we had rotary phones in my house.
Yes.
And there was no computer or anything. And I don't mind that. Like, that
She didn't know what you didn't know.
In fact, I just had an idea. I had an idea. I wonder if someone has done this already.
There's a light bulb.
I want to open a bed and breakfast where we have no technology.
Okay.
No tech zone.
You know, bed and breakfast is like my retirement goal, so I was wondering where you were going
Oh, really?
with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what you're going to do in your retirement.
Oh,
But
but
yours
I
will have
don't know.
Wi-Fi?
Yes.
Mine will be special. Mine will be no one there is allowed to have a phone. You can unplug at this bed and breakfast. This has probably already been done, right?
Probably.
I don't know. Marie's shaking her head no. She thinks no. So I have just, why did I just announce this on TV, though?
Idea,
because
now
someone
your
has
idea's
the
gone.
means and motivation will go do that. But anyhow, that was our idea.
That's interesting, though. The people there, I'm sure it works for them because, again, they don't know.
Yeah. They don't know what they're missing.
What they're missing.
Unless they move away and then they come back. But it was so
Yeah.
interesting to see payphones being used there.
I think that's cool.
You can't even find a payphone now.
And how much do they cost now? Is it still a dime?
I didn't even check that out. I didn't even see. Yeah.
Okay. Remember when they were a dime? Do you remember that?
I do. I remember when I first started at KDKA and they gave me a mobile phone.
Yes.
And it was like, oh, we got a mobile phone. It was like the size of a shoebox. It was huge.
Right. And only use it in emergencies.
Only use it in emergencies, and it would get so hot too. Whenever you'd use it, you were like, "Is this going to start a fire?" But anyway, we've come a long way.
Yes, we have.
Here at KDKA. All right, so we get to talk about one of our guests
Yes.
that I am so excited about. If the name Mr. Sheffield rings a bell, that is because you, like me, were a fan of The Nanny and
Yes.
still watch it many times
course.
late at night. So anyway, we have a clip just to refresh your memory of what we're talking about here.
Gracie, sweetheart, get Niles for me.
Oh, talk to your daughter for 2 seconds.
Hello, sweetheart. I love you and I miss you very, very much.
I miss you too, sir.
Well, the actor who played Mr. Sheffield is Charles Shaughnessy. He
Yes.
is here today. He is going to be talking about what brings him to Pittsburgh because there's a big production going on.
Absolutely. So can't wait to talk to him. I know some people like The Nanny, yes, but also he was on a very popular soap opera, so we will certainly be catching up with him.
Yes, and in fact, let's get this show rolling because that musical that he is in town for is
Yes.
Peter Pan. We are heading off to Pittsburgh CLO production, and we're talking with two of the amazing stars. They play Peter Pan and Captain Hook. Right after the break, we are joined by Jen Colella and Charles Shaughnessy, so stay with us for that.
Then a little later, the perfect way to sample some fantastic craft beer being made in Pittsburgh. We're hitting the streets on our City Brew Tour.
Plus, are you seeing double? You might be.
Aww.
If you head out to Idlewild Park today, it is Twins Day. How cute is
that
this?
is like cute 2 times over.
Well said, yes. Mikey Hood is going to be there live to show us what this is all about.